yeah. Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome to the stream. I am the Brit. This is Planet Coast. Oh, I don't have my... I don't have the park loaded. Oh, dear. Fail. Immediately. Straight into a fail. Right. Okay, so this is Planet Coaster. Again, as usual. Really, I wanted to play some Roadcraft, but... I think I'll save that for another stream. I did do a little bit of work today. Not much. The little one is still sick. So I kind of decorated a little bit along here. I need to put some more down along this grass here. But I think the introduction of these weeds along the river edge here for the railroad is actually quite nice. And I've dotted some lily pads around too. Kind of tidied up the edge here where it was coming around and joining the, what would you call this? Not a stream. Tributary? No, because it goes around in a circle. Man-made river. There you go, that'll do. I'm still bummed out that there's no... what else did I do? Oh, yeah. I did that on stream, didn't I? I did all this. I brought this up. I'm going to put some rocks along here just to beautify this a little bit. I don't know, actually, if I should turn this into a tunnel and make a building here of some kind. Not necessarily a weenie, but something. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, okay. I was gonna do some more over here with the soda shop, but I just didn't get around to it, really. Right, let's make a barn. I want to do a barn out here. I'm going to lift the ground here a little bit, and we'll make a barn, and we'll have the roller coaster go plowing through this barn. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so we'll jump right into some scenery making. We'll do scenery theme. We'll do Viking and Western, because that's usually pretty good. I'm going to see if I can use some of this stone wall for the bottom part of the barn. There we are. There's a 2-meter stone wall. Yeah, okay, I like that. So like a foundation. Wait, do I want the 2-meter or the 1-meter? Actually, I'm thinking the 1-meter. Because... oh, there is the Viking wood wall, actually. Now, we should probably stick with this, I think, actually. No, we'll go with that. And then, I think... maybe we'll try and go with like a sandstone kind of color. Those are just a wee bit too yellow, aren't they? It's that one, okay. I think we can probably get away with that. This one's just a bit too much, isn't it? There we go. Alright, I like that. I like that. That's nice. Okay. might actually I'm gonna go just a little bit further than that. Okay. Alright, let's move this into position now. So something interesting has been going on. This is not related to this at all. Before we begin, the whole thing about AI has come up a lot, right? I'll have to dig the ground out a little bit, actually. Awesome. We are actually investigating the use of AI at work, and one of the tasks that we've been given is to investigate AI as a find examples and play with them is basically what it is. And so I found a couple of interesting chatbots online, and oh, I need to move it. And I've got to say, it's a little scary. When we talk about AI, now bearing in mind I'm old, okay? So when I talk about AI, I get visions of these lines and lines and lines of if-then-else code, right? And Fortran and COBOL and languages like that. And it's not actually like that anymore. It's actually very sophisticated. I actually had one, I can't remember where it was at. It was making decisions. Obviously they're decisions based on rules that it's following, but it was making decisions for itself about where the story was going. I started it with tell me a story about a pair of trousers that live in the woods. Now, it sounds stupid, but if you're from England and you're around my age, you're probably going to get the reference. The trousers were called Dave. Anyway. During the course of events, you know, we kind of, the AI and I talked backwards and forwards, and we kind of fleshed out the story with other ideas. And it started making decisions on its own about where the story should be going, which I found both thrilling and terrifying at the same time. Again, remember, my dealings with AI go as far as if then else, and like COBOL and Fortran and all that good stuff. So this was actually really interesting to me. Should I make this two-story? I feel like I should make this two-story. Actually, I might expand this out this way and then make it two-story. Make this section two-story, sorry. Because I've done it again, actually, haven't I? I've done it. It's a 3. Oh, God, every single time. Alright, so we'll put this out to this way. What I need right now, actually, I need Crispy to come in and do this for me. Because Crispy is, I will defer to Crispy as the master barn builder. That guy, even when he's not trying to build a barn, he can build a barn. Awesome. It's a very special talent that he's got. Anyway. And emotions too. And now I know emotions, they're pretty easy to program emotions into things. But it was getting the emotions right for this fictional pair of living in trousers. It was it was actually getting the emotional expressions that the trousers should be having to the events that were unfolding. Pretty spot on, which is interesting because there's a lot of factors that go into how you should react to a certain situation based upon a personality type. So the first thing you got to do is figure out what the personality type is. You've got to figure out what the situation is. Is it perilous? Is it just dangerous? Is it just stupid? Nope, sorry, my train of thought completely derailed there. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. That's not what I want to do. I want to do that. So that was actually something really kind of interesting that was occurring today. And I was just like in awe of this AI and the way it was behaving. Now I know a lot of people hate AI. A lot of people find AI to be a bit of a threat. Honestly, I really should be one of them, but I don't actually find AI a threat at all. I don't think it's coming for anyone's jobs. And the only people whose jobs really are threatened by AI are the ones who are doing a shitty job anyway. I was talking to somebody networking today about the whole rise of AI and like how do they feel? Do they feel like their job is under threat? And the answer actually is no. AI can do some things. I've done this backwards, haven't I? It can do some things, but it can't do all the things. That's too tall. I'll do. Because I was thinking about my job, and there's a lot to my job that AI really cannot do, which is great. Viking tile roof. I want. Do I want a corrugated iron roof on this? Yeah, I do. There's so much about my job which is open to interpretation, and it changes quite violently sometimes. It's very fluid. So is networking. That's very fluid as well. That often involves getting out of your seat and going to unplug something or plug something. There's a lot of physical movement in it. The one group that I was looking at whose jobs are possibly under threat would be security. Yeah, I like that. Would be security, because all their job is basically making sure that scripts do its work. And you can program that. I'm sorry. A thick wooden beam there. A log. I'll poop. There we go. That's better. I get there. Take some time, but I get there. Oh no. But anyway, part of the upshot of all of the nonsense that I was looking at today. Do I like that? I don't know if I like that or not. I don't think I have much of a choice, actually. That'll work, I guess. Cool story, bro. You planning on finishing it? Yeah, actually, I was. So, it was, what was it? It was three something? It was 3 something. I had stopped playing around with the AI for about 2 hours, right? 2 hours have passed since I've been last irritating the AI and attempting to break it. And out of nowhere, I got this message from the AI. And I was like, okay, alright. Clearly this is scripted to run on a timer. But again, it's kind of freaky. Obviously, you know, we don't need to be afraid of AI. It's not coming for anyone's job unless you're a graphic artist. Did I say that out loud? I don't know if I should say that out loud or not. No, I've actually been very clear on my feelings about some of these graphic artists. Don't get me wrong, some of them are very talented. Others, not so much. They're just using the built-in tools with Photoshop. And you can tell the ones that are doing that because their artwork looks almost identical to all the other artwork that's coming out. You can't really tell that that's a wooden support beam, can you? Maybe it needs to be a different color. A darker color, maybe? Okay, yeah. Right. Let's get some barn doors on this bad boy. Oh, come on. Bonk. There we go. And some windows, maybe? not those ones. I like those ones, but I don't like those ones. That'll do. Okay, I like that. Okay. Don't really know if it's worth putting decoration on the side, but we're going to anyway because of the steam train. So we'll put one there. We'll put one there. We'll put, I guess, one in the middle. That. And the other thing, there was something else. Oh, yeah, trying to get AI to admit that it's AI. That was an interesting one. Now that whole Turing test, right? That's a thing. But I was really shocked. That this AI was behaving the way it was and giving the answers that it was giving. Oh, fucking hell, I did it again, didn't I? It's scary and it's also really cool. Okay, I'm gonna bring that down to the floor. Actually, we'll bring that down to the ledge there, like that. Okay, there we go. I don't know. I think, to be honest, I'm kind of in awe of where we are headed, technology-wise. If we could get there, I think we've got, as a species, you know, the future is, I want to say bright, but I don't know. It has potential. Let me put it that way. The future has potential. It's not necessarily bright. It really depends on how we continue the way we're going. We do seem to be quite stupid sometimes. I don't know, sometimes I think the trees have been a bad mistake and we should all stayed in the ocean. Yeah, answers on the postcard, if you know that one. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. What else has been going on? I've been watching a lot of Dark Places as well. An interesting YouTube channel. It goes into a lot of really cool things as well. Not AI, obviously, uh, but I've been going over other, not other points of view, because that's completely inaccurate. Not opinions. I guess sources would be the best description, actually. Other sources of, other sources for information about the Chernobyl incident. Yeah, like I said, it's not really opinion, because it's pretty factual, the whole Chernobyl thing. But the way it gets explained, I think that's the best way of saying it. The way it gets explained, you can explain it properly, right? Which is really complicated, or you can explain it really, really simply, and it kind of dries out a lot of the facts. Like you miss some bits and pieces. And some of them are actually vital in understanding just what occurred. Just to say that, there was a meltdown. Yes, it was. Hitchhikers, correct. Just to turn around and say there was a meltdown is kind of an understatement. Because you're missing a lot of factoids. And, missing out on why it melted down, I think, is another good one. And someone was talking about, somebody was using the word steam explosion, and somebody else was getting offended by that. Oh, you can't say steam explosion, steam doesn't, blah, 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 blah. I did actually have the challenge to say, when you use the term steam explosion, it does kind of give you the wrong idea. Because when your average person, let's use that term, I like that. When your average person thinks about a steam explosion, they think about a steam engine boiler blowing up, right? And just steam just suddenly escaping into the atmosphere and expanding very rapidly and cooling and turning to moisture, and that's the end of it. It's not particularly violent per se. The initial explosion is, and it's quite damaging, but that's just the initial explosion. That's the tiny little area around the bit that goes pop. Or when you talk about a steam explosion, something like a nuclear meltdown or a nuclear reactor, and you take into account that you're dealing with something so hot that it can melt through concrete, you have to understand that is so hot that when water touches it, that, what's it? I nearly said lederhosen. That's underwear. The Leidenfrost effect. That doesn't even come into it. The nuclear meltdown material is so hot that the water that touches it is instantly split. Like the hydrogen and oxygen molecules are violently ripped apart by the amount of heat that's there. And suddenly you've got oxygen, pure oxygen, in an environment mixed with hydrogen, something that likes to go pop. So you have, for a split second, you have an oxygen-rich environment with hydrogen in it against something that's generating temperatures that can melt concrete. That's your steam explosion. And it causes somewhat of a chain reaction as well. It's actually really very violent. So yeah, that was my thing about the whole thing was, you really shouldn't be using the term steam explosion to try and describe this, because that's it gives you the wrong idea. My brother told me about the effect of water not touching a hot surface because of the steam envelope that's generated between the two, so the water never actually touches the frying pan. It's really cool, actually. Oh, steak! Oh, wow! Hey there! I've caught a couple of your streams recently. I haven't really said hi because I've been working at the time, and so I wouldn't be able to converse very rapidly. I'm currently not working, which is why I'm streaming. Okay, wow. Let's decorate this barn a little bit, and we'll call it a day. I need. Yeah, we'll put a couple of these on. I think we'll be in the middle with it. Let's put one over on this edge here. And I don't know why I did that, actually. I can get rid of that because I can just duplicate this one. It saves me from having to screw around with twisting it and manipulating it and all that nonsense. I am actually going just to turn that off and angle it ever so slightly just so it looks a bit squiffy. There we are. Because this is supposed to be like deserted / haunted. I can't start stream near as much, but that may change soon. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, well, things are happening on this end too. I had a big gap in my streaming for personal reasons and a broken hand. Right hand as well, which is my mouse hand. So, yeah, it was fun for like 3 months. And then school break is coming up, and we are going to switch rooms with the smelly person. He's a young teenager, 13, 14, so getting the hang of the whole showering, deodorant stuff. But yeah, we're gonna switch rooms so he can have the front room and I'll have the middle room. Because again, he's becoming a teenager, which means consequently he's becoming louder. And modern American walls are not particularly soundproof. So the easiest solution to him not waking up his baby sister is just to move him. My idea for a tent in the garden didn't go over so well, so we're just going to switch rooms. That's probably going to be in 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm probably going to stop streaming for like a week while I move everything around and then lay on the floor after pulling my back and recovering. Not digging these now. Not digging those now. I'm going to use these, I think. There we go. All right, that'll work. I'll just drop that down there. Like that. Arse biscuits. Alright, let's take it all the way down to ground level. I don't remember whose stream I was in the other day. It's kind of rude to say online, really, isn't it? But somebody in the chat was talking about game development, and he mentioned that he was going to make like a nuclear disaster simulator. Based on Fukushima and Chernobyl. And I said, that's actually really quite cool. And I said, but you could take it a step further. You could do like 3 Mile Island and bunker 319 or 219 or whatever. And yeah, he didn't realize how many nuclear disaster. Oh, the Russian one. Yep, the Russian one that no one really knows about because it was very well hushed up. Yeah, he didn't realize how many nuclear disasters and near-nuclear disasters had actually occurred in the world. I was quite happy to enlighten him and refer him to websites. And he knew about 3 Mile Island. He had no idea about that nuclear silo, the bunker, where America technically had a broken arrow for, I think it was an hour and a half. If you're unfamiliar with the story, the Atlas rockets that were used, or are used, sorry, the Atlas rockets are used as ICBMs. They're in silos, and for the most part, they are ready to fly. For the most part, they're usually in a state of, is it premixture or fueling or something or other? They've always got some fuel in them. And the incident is they were doing, I think they were doing some kind of routine maintenance, or they were fixing something, and they dropped a wrench, and the wrench fell 2 stories into the silo and ruptured the fuel line and started it started venting rocket fuel into the silo. And before they could vent this rocket fuel and get everything sorted out, because obviously this is something that hadn't really been thought of, so emergency venting in that situation wasn't really something built into those silos. So in the course of events, the rocket fuel is accidentally initiated, I guess is a good word, causing a very big explosion in the silo. Now, the guys had opened the top of the silo in order to try and get some oxygen flow and expel some of the very, very, dangerous rocket fuel. But something I don't remember exactly the circumstance behind the ignition, but the rocket fuel went off and ruptured the rocket, the Atlas. Again, the Atlas is a rocket with enough fuel in it to propel its warhead, in a ballistic trajectory all the way to Russia. So it's quite a lot of fuel in those. It explodes. It detonates all the fuel within the rocket. The only part of the rocket that's not fuel is the top, I think the top couple of feet, part of which is the guidance system. The rest of it is the nuclear warhead. So the nuclear warhead is actually propelled by this explosion, almost like a shotgun, straight up into the air, into the night. And it lands a fair distance away, but no one really sees where it lands because it's dark and they're all, slightly concerned about the fire and the potential loss of life. I should actually hit done on this because it does look done. I'll do. I just need to paint the floor on the inside. Oh, bugger. Yeah, so not only did the defense people have to worry about this silo that was had caught fire and detonated the rocket within it, and cost the lives of, I think, 2 of the Minutemen. But also, shortly after that, somebody asked the question, does anyone know where the warhead's gone? Good times. good times. And the only reason I know about this, actually, is because I think it was in the 70s or 80s, they actually produced a for TV only. I think it was a mini series, or it was a TV show. It was a for TV movie. That's what it was. Yeah. It was a made-for-TV movie about the incident. So I found out about it like that, and then I did a bunch of research on it. And it's not the only incident either. There's actually been quite a few official broken arrows. It's just that because they are nuclear in nature, they don't necessarily have to be made publicly aware. Which is a bit interesting, but Okay. I think the barn is done. Yeah, I'm gonna flood out a couple of more buildings around here. Actually, I'm gonna take this one and dupe it and put it out here somewhere. Could turn it around, I think. Do I have decoration on the backside? Kinda. I'm gonna put it over here. And then we'll do another couple of little cabins along here. We'll do something fun in here. Actually, I want another one of these windmills as well. Let's duplicate this windmill. Oh, freaking hell. There we go. Stick to the ground. Lovely. Excellent. And I'm going to do the same with this as well. Actually, I'm going to turn that round so that it's facing the barn. Right there. So it kind of looks like it's on the roof of the barn. Oop. There we are. There we go. Alright. Yeah, alright. Flesh it out a bit more, it'll look great. Flesh this out a bit more, that'll look even better. What now? Yeah. Right. Flat ride. We need a flat ride. Oh my god, I've got so much to do with this park. I'm never going to get this finished before the next major update comes out. That's fine. What the hell's going on here? Look at this lot. Oh, they're all leaving. Oh, that's fine. They're like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to eat here. Well, that's because it's not open. Oh, it is open. Alright. I need to decorate that. Otherwise, that's fine. We need to put some trees down in here, don't we? Let's do that. Alright, trees! Scenery, nature, trees. Oddly, there are no trees themed to Viking and Western. Imagine that. Nature region, temperate. Right, what kind of trees do you think would go good here? An elm. I want something with a long trunk that's gonna give me some good scenery. That's an elm. An ash tree? That's a bit big for that, I think. A fig. That's a large fig. That's not really... I mean... not bad. I want something slightly bigger. That's not it. Alright. What do we got? Crimson King. Oh, that's pretty. It's not really going to match that. What's this? Cypress. Definitely not. An oak. That's a wee bit big. An oak. So we've gone from from hilariously large. What is the big one now? Oh, that's got a double trunk. And that's a single trunk. Oh, that's kind of cute. What about London? That's really quite large. That could be interesting. A willow. There's no water here to support. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Let's... I just want them to look slightly different from each other. Should I make this one smaller or bigger? Bigger, I think. Bigger, she said. She wants it bigger. Don't they always? Okay. That's not that's not centered, my friend. That's better. That one's not bad. Oh, that's way off. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. I haven't even had half a beer and I'm... God. Hang on. Let me fix that. Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay. So that looks a bit better. So we've got a nice little coffee shop with some shade for our guests. I like it. And then we'll do something not the same. We're going to do something else over here. We're going to do something similar to this, I think. We'll put maybe... I think actually there is awning or something, isn't there? Okay, so that's not going to work, is it? I swear I've seen that like triangular shaped awning somewhere. Okay, it's a flat one. Of course, I could actually be completely mistaken and thinking about Planet Coaster 1. There probably is one, it's just not called awning, knowing them. Probably called something completely different, which is why I'm not going to be able to find it at the moment. And I refuse to sit here and scroll through all of the scenery trying to find it. You're welcome. Right. We need another flat ride. That's what we need. We need another flat ride out here somewhere. What flat rides do I have? I've got the Gustnado. I've got the big wheel. Right. That appears to be it. So yeah, we need a shit. We need another flat ride out here. I don't know if I want to put it right next to the Gustnado. And this empty spot here is not looking like something that I want to deal with either. I could put it there. There's no reason why I couldn't. I could just move the toilet. Not a big deal. Okay, flat ride. Let's do create custom. Thank you very much. So we got the Chair-O-Plane. What do we got? Nausea 2.4. 5. No. No. The Hyperspin. Oh, it's that. Oh, okay. I've already got one of those. The Helion Ring. So we've got wheels. What wheels do we have? We don't really want a wheel. Special? Bumping Derby. Do we want that over here? I don't think we do want that over here. The chair. Oh, you know what? What about a carousel? Okay, so we've got the Grand Carousel. Where's the other one? Is there another one? Or do we not have that in yet? I don't think we have that in yet. So we've just got the Grand Carousel. Okay. I don't think it really matches up with what's happening over here. Does it need to? Am I putting too much into this? I think I'm putting too much into this, actually. Let's just dump it down. Right, we'll put it here. I almost want to put it like right there, so the, or even here, so the path goes around it. I went to Disney with a little girl, my little girl, not a little girl, and and they actually have a grand carousel there, in the middle of the walkway, and it's actually quite a nightmare, to be honest. I don't know if they built the path around it, or if they put that there first, or what it was, but the planning on that is diabolical, because it's just, well, without it, there's just this big open area of pathway with nothing going on. But when you put it down, you've got this ride, you've got the ride queue, you've got the stroller parking area. You need the wall there for the stroller parking area. And you've got the seating that has to go with it in case there's a parent that doesn't want to go on, but is with the stroller. It's this massive this piece of wasted space. I think we're going to drop it right there. And we are going to put the entrance on the back, and we'll put the exit right there. I don't need a staff path, I just need a regular path. Thank you very much. And we will copy that. Okay, there we go. Actually, let me see if I can... Where is it? Oh Lord, Google Earth. Bummer. Let me see if I can find it on here. That's Winter Haven. I don't know why the hell you're going there. Okay, Orlando. Disney's one of those interesting ones. I can never fucking find it when I'm looking for it. Okay, there we are, Magic Kingdom Park. Sweet, alright. Boink. There it is. So it's right there, it's right in the middle. Like, I mean, you come... A lot of people are coming around this way to try and get across to this way. And then you've got the back passage to the castle. And you've got these two tiny little walkways on either side that go out to these bits. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of wondering why there isn't one over here. But this actually is the area where you go off to the Haunted Mansion. Is that? No, it's not. Alright. I thought that was like, wait, have they put a cover down for the line into the Haunted Mansion? But no. No, queue in the sun and be miserable. And then spend your money. Lovely. That's been finished. You guys are behind there. Yeah, that's been finished. Anyway. Epic. Opened? Oh, did it open? Or is it opening? It's had a soft opening. And many people have said, this is awesome. However, Right, this is awesome, comma. Oh, yeah, let me restart that. So, yeah, Epic, the Universal Park, opened. And, oh, it's because I'm on strike. I was about to say something rude there. Many people have said the same thing. It's fucking hot. Part of the problem is the park is in Orlando, and Orlando actually, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, is part of Florida. So yeah, it gets a wee bit fucking toasty. Ah. There we go. That'll work. Oh, cock. No, it won't, because the fucking... that joined it. I didn't notice that. What? Next to you. Alright. You. So yeah, Orlando actually is indeed part of Florida. It's in Florida itself, which means it gets quite toasty. That doesn't look right. Fucking hot. And I know I was trying to curtail the amount of swearing in the stream, but I think that that's the problem. I need to put what? No. Oh, asshole. Okay, there we are. That'll do. That should work now. What was I going? Oh yeah, Epic. Epic has literally just been built, right? So a lot of the trees that they've been planting to provide shade are still very young. They're very young, fragile little trees, missing their mummies, doing their best to grow up, but not providing much by the way of shade. And a lot of people have been complaining that it's a wee bit warm, and it is. It is definitely just a tiny bit warm, you know. Okay, we're not going to say anything about the amount of trash here. Do I have a janitor here, I wonder? Actually, no, I said that stuff, so no. That's a very big zone. Let's edit this zone. I'm going to bring this out this way, I think. And yeah. Cool. And then I don't need to do this, but I'm going to anyway. Beautiful. Right. So he will now take care of this. Lovely. Yes, it gets quite toasty in Florida, and with the lack of shade at Epic, many people have been complaining. As a matter of fact, I went to Orlando last weekend, and was dismayed at at the temperature. It was 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's let that sink in for a moment. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I was there with my toddler. And we were at Epcot. There are some areas in Epcot that are really nice, right? You can look across the lake. There's a nice breeze. You can just stand there or sit there with a beverage. It's quite pleasant. Then there are other areas, like when you get to Mexico, on the pavilion area, where everything is built up around you and there's no breeze. And the sun is in the air. And the heat's reflecting off the buildings. And it's 100 degrees and you're being baked alive. Usually when we go to Epcot, we're there for the day. Like 6 or more hours. Drinking around the world. It's fantastic. We didn't make it past 3.5 hours this time. It was that bad. And I'm usually the one who's like, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad, you know. Okay, I'm sweating a little bit. I'll have another drink. I'll take care of it. No, sorry, Bob. No, not this time. I was like, fuck this shit. Get me out of here. Again with the swearing. Yeah, I was like, get me the hell out of here. This is horrible. Like, and the little girl, she was, all credit to her. She was absolute trooper. Do I want to do this? Do I want rhododendrons? I think I do. Okay, if I put that one there, I'm going to have to put this one here. So we'll get rid of that one. Cool. Okay, so now I got to redo it. Crap. All right, then that one there, and that one there, and then that one there. Okay, that'll work. All right. Now I want to do. Oh yeah. There we go. I like it. Cool. Okay. What? There we go. I knew there was a button to do that. Didn't remember what was that. Okay. Nice. All right. Back to the laurel bushes again. Oh man. Do I want to do that there? I think actually I'm going to do it here. So, yeah. Epic. There is the Mario World at the Epic Park. Right, they're making a big deal about it too. I have seen some of the reviews, I've seen some of the comments about it. It's an oven. They've created this oven. There's no other way of putting it. It's a sealed. It's not sealed. That's the wrong word. But it's an area that there we are. That's not very well thought out, I think, is the best way of putting it. It's built up. It's got a lot of theming. It looks really nice. We'll say that it does look really nice, but the sides are built up, giving this oven kind of effect. Like the heat bounces off the walls. There's no breeze going on. It's a lot of people are saying it's just very unpleasant to be there because there's no respite from the incredible Florida heat that's generated by the sun. And for an area that's completely synthetic, that's the word I've been looking for. For an area that's completely synthetic in that there's no organic materials, there's no trees or anything, it's all man-made materials forming this, forming the walls around the entire thing, like, you know, the bricks, the squares, and all that stuff. It gives you like very little to hide behind as far as the sun goes. So you basically have to go and enjoy some of the rides, otherwise you're standing outside looking at the scenery being baked alive. Now, the one thing about Orlando is that it is fairly accurate as far as Mario goes, right? You've got that beautiful blue sky, and then you've got that yellow orb up there that's trying to kill you. Speaking of which, that's kind of what we got going on here, isn't it? Not a lot of cover in this area. Actually, not a lot of cover in this area at all, is there? Is this closed? What's going on with this? Side this way blocked. Okay. Alright, so he should turn up at some point. Okay. We do need to decorate the toilet at some point. So we've got this down. It's not themed particularly well. What else? What else? Let's take a look at some scenery. I want some flowers and some stuff to make it look nice. Bushes. That what? Oh, those are planters, you numbskull. Flowers. There we are. That's what I want. Flowers. Do we want pretty flowers all the way along here? Do we have any pretty bushes that are not rhododendrons? No, apparently not. We've got garlic. That's not particularly pretty. Bracken. Okay. Brambles. Jesus. Oh, the flowers in the temperate zone are fucking horrible. Alright, what do we got? Corals? Do we have any? No, coral. Some flowers. Don't know if I like that. Foxgloves? We could... I could do foxgloves all the way along here, actually. One fun thing about foxgloves is it is the digitalis family, which means if you take the flower and you excrete or retrieve or otherwise get the oils from it, you can create quite a potent poison. And by potent, I mean fucking lethal. I've done it again. They actually use, or they used to, they probably have a completely synthetic one now. They actually used to use it as a method of controlling heart attacks. Because the oil produced by the digitalis plant can actually kill someone by giving them a heart attack. That's a fun fact. It's actually brought to you by the X-Files. Periwinkle? Oh, okay, we can put some of those down. Yeah, that's a fun factoid brought to you by the X-Files, as a matter of fact. Actually, I knew that before then, but it comes up in one of their later stories. I think the twins stories, with the little girl. One of them is this sweet little thing, and the other one's a complete psychopath who's trying to kill everyone that she comes across. I believe she actually tries to bump off Scully in a diner or something. There you go. It's not too bad. The foxgloves look a little bit dodgy because they're all exactly the same height. I should have done the random scaling thing. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Right, what about some topiary on this side? What about it? I'm thinking maybe I should do some. Should I? Should I? I mean... That's a bit tall. I'll go with that, actually. Actually, I do like this idea. Bear with me here. This is going to work out nicely. So I'm going to put this all around up to the end of the queue line. And then we'll come back and we are going to put some pretty things on it. Some heads on spikes and stuff. No. Sorry. This is child friendly. None of that weird nonsense here, fellow man. No. Save that for medieval engineers or whatever. Okay. Speaking of which, space engineers. I keep meaning to record a series on space engineers. I saw the announcement for Space Engineers 2 and got really excited and purchased it. And then realized that I've had Space Engineers 1 for God knows how long and never actually played it. Feeling guilty, I picked it up and had a look at it. And it's actually really freaking good. I'm really bummed that I've left it this long to do anything with it. That's a bit too big. That's not going to do me any good either. I could put it on the end here, I guess. Bonk, like that. Oh. Actually, I do kind of like that on the corners. Okay, fair enough. Align to surface. There we are. I like that. I like that idea a lot. Okay. Because it's a carousel, right? And I keep telling myself that whilst the park is inspired by Australia, it's not necessarily an Australian themed park. So I can get away with doing weird stuff like this. Crown. The diamond. It's a little much though. It's going to hang over the path. A small circle. I could do the circle actually. Or I could just do these. I might just do these instead. Okay. I'm alright with that. And we'll just fill in that gap there like that, I think. And then there's a 2 somewhere, isn't there? Who is it? That's a 4. That's a 4. There it is. Oh my god, don't look at the trash. Lovely. That's just lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. Yes. Say what? No, wait. That's not it, is it? Brush. Nope. That's that one. Okay. Nope. No. Ah! Cancel. Confirm. Right. That's what I want. Cool. All right, so scenery. Let's go. I'll get some trees going in here now. So we're getting elm going in there. We want a fig tree? I guess we could do a little... if we're going to do a fig, we need to do a large one. Yeah, that's a choice. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's a small elm. Ooh. And then medium ash back here, I think. Jesus Christ. That medium oak is just, that's a large oak. That medium oak is just obscenely large. Right, we'll just scale it like that. There you go. What is this? Oh, it's fencing. That's right. So I'm just going to move that way a little bit. And I'm going to do... Oh! I've been turkeyed. To scale it just a little. Turkey again. Okay, wolves. Thank you. I'm actually surprised that they still work because I thought I'd turned them off. Oh! Why? A, why? B, why does that still make me jump? I haven't played that game in over a year. Fuck me. Okay, right. So we're going to need a sign for the Dunny. Oh yeah, no, you've got me. Actually, do I even have a restroom sign anywhere? I don't know I have. More trash.
Oh, I'm touching myself tonight.
Alright, so that's still on there too, apparently. Okay. It would seem that there's a lot of stuff on there that's still available that I had thought I had removed. Excellent. I have no clue what's happening on my own channel. Brilliant! Alright. Okay. I guess we can open this? Well, what do you mean, no power? It's right there. Oh, it's because it's not touching that. You've got to be eating my arse. Well, this is completely useless here now, isn't it? Because, I mean, why do I need power in the in there? That's the wrong one. I want that one. Yeah. There. May I have your opinion? You may. You may not like it, but you can have it. It's free. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the one you want. There you go. Gravel, gravel. Let's bring it like this. Just gonna have a building here, and this is gonna be a joined thing. Is Planet Coaster 2 better than Planet Coaster 1? That's a very good question. I think one of the biggest differences is Planet Coaster 1 has had 8 years of development. Whereas Planet Coaster 2 has had, what, 6 months? It's clear, or it has become clear, that Frontier are working hard to port over a lot of material from Planet Coaster 1 to Planet Coaster 2. They've added the Western theme. They're adding in the sci-fi theme. Or did they do that already? They're bringing over security, which a lot of people are... They're like, yay, but also no. I'll probably just leave it turned off, to be honest, because I haven't planned any of this park with security in mind. To be honest, a lot of it hasn't really been planned with drowning in mind either, but here we are. The biggest question I have is, what about the paid DLCs? When they get to the theming for the paid DLCs, are we going to see those brought over for free? I'm going with no, probably not. And of course, the IP for Ghostbusters, will that come over? It's another very good question. And the answer is we don't know. However, the original question is Planet Coaster 2 better than Planet Coaster 1? Well, the answer is yes. It's built on a newer engine. The newer engine is more efficient. It's less laggy. Our play area is bigger. The amount of nonsense that we can spam into our park is a lot more. You know, we have a lot more freedom of creativity because of that. Excuse me. The texturing is definitely better. The loading needs work. But I get it. They've tried to create it in such a way that it's friendly for console players. Hang on a minute. Is Planet Zoo available on console? Oh, great. I said that in earshot on my phone, so I'm going to start getting ads for Planet Zoo on the console now. Fuck. Hang on. Yes, there is. Okay, all right. So that was a big part of it as well. Frontier, these days when Frontier are working on games, they're working on games for everyone, PC and console. So they've had to be kind of aggressive with the loading in the game engine. But yeah, I think Planet Coaster 2 is now, at release, it wasn't. It was a little bit of a mess. It needed a little bit of fine tuning, but it has become better than Planet Coaster 1. The flexibility with the restaurants and the menus, the guest pathing is definitely better. Not great still, but it's definitely better. All of this is fantastic. Building pools, building like little wave pools, doing all your rides. And now they've added in something you can turn on and off. They've added in ride physics, so you can actually eject your guests from the flume into the pool if you wish. But it is something you can turn off, so it's not so bad. Yeah, the aspect with the pools and the flumes and all that stuff definitely brings a much needed breath of fresh air into the franchise. And yeah, I will say that Planet Coaster 2 is better than Planet Coaster 1. The only difference being Planet Coaster 1 has been around for 8 years. It's had a lot of bugs squashed, and it's got a lot of extra DLC. There, I said it. Okay, where are we at? I got 20 minutes. That's really not enough time to get my teeth into anything, is it? Let's make a barn. No, should we make a barn? I do need to make another barn. I could make... We could make a cute little house, I guess. Let's very quickly make a cute little house. Alright. Because we've got to add scenery to that ride, otherwise it's not going to make any sense. Scenery theme. We're just going to go with pure Western this time. Walls. Wood plank wall. Yep, that's the right color. That's fine. Do we want to do that? No. Do we want to do that? No, we're not really doing anything other than a little house. So we'll do that. Ow! Pants, that's right. One little bug that has crept into this release is when you duplicate something and you click, it tends to lock the mouse a little bit, and you have to jiggle the keys around to get it to respond again. Not the mouse, sorry, the keyboard. Pitched roofs, corrugated roof, wood tile. That is an obscene. What? Hang on. What? What's going on here? Corrugated iron. Wood tile. Where's the other one? There's a one that matches that, isn't there? What is there? There may not be actually. No, there isn't, is there? That's right. Because those are shop fronts. That was looking quite nice for a little bit there, and then I realised the folly of my ways. I need that. Come on. There we go. Okay, we need a door. Stick to surface. Yep. Oi. Oh, and align to surface. There we go. And again, we want to make it look a little almost haunted. Haunted. So I'm going to put things on and just change their angle a little bit. All right, never mind. Let's just do that. Go. I'm not really too worried about the sides. I'm just going to spam a couple of windows in there just to make it look like something's going on. I'm more worried about the front because this is going to be facing the ride. Okay, scenery, columns. Nudges. Okay, there we go. Very quickly. Doesn't have to be particularly precise because, like I said, this is going to be out of the way. Just kind of as some faux scenery, I guess. I could do that actually. I could cut the back side off and just have it as one of those facades. Actually, I like that idea. I might do that. I could put those two wooden bits on there and just have the front bit facing the right. That's actually quite quite a good idea. I might do that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then I'm going to grab just a wooden column here. That is an 8-meter wood column that we're using. Well spotted. It's a little overkill for what you're doing, isn't it, though? It is. It is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. However, it won't get the job done, and it does actually need to be changed. Set that to default. Yep. And then let's do the flooring. Okay. Decorations. Now, nuts. Okay. What else? I need something else. Okay. Yep. Nope. Could potentially do some steps. Not really worth it. Lights. Aha. Storm lantern, hexagon lamp. Is there? That's what we want right there. Lovely. What I didn't do is check to see if this is one that actually lights up or not. Also, that's upside down. I've just noticed. Am I getting a little too pernickety with the with that there? I think I am. There we go. All right, and then something else. Something else. Ah, and some rope, just kind of hanging out there. Well, okay. Be a wanted sign. That's a little big. What? No. Actually pointless, to be honest, because you're not going to be able to see that from the ride anyway. Alright, cool. And we are going to move this, because I like to move... Nope! Don't do it. Nice, 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 nice. Some scenery. Nope, that's the brush. You want that one there. And you want that. And you want some do you want compact dirt? Or do you want gravel? You want compact dirt. What? Yep. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, we'll do a couple more around here. Make it look like the front of a little town right there, and then we'll make it look abandoned. And that will do pretty well. Oh wow, that took me 10 minutes. That's this takes an hour. This 10 minutes. Great, fantastic. You know what? I actually want to ride this again, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. Toilet cubicles, blah, 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 blah. Let's go!
Yeah.
Hello. There we go. Any time today. Steamboat 2 is incomplete. Yeah, I know. This is gonna... Okay. Well, I finished my Guinness. Are we, Are you planning on sending us out? What the hell? Thumbs up, buddy. Thumbs up. Wait a minute. When did I gain a body? Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. So from here you can see the top of the first lift hill. Wow. Ah, I didn't plan that. But that's pretty cool. Are we... Come on, bro. Push the button. I need to fix the inside of the station. Looks a bit shit, doesn't it? What's going on here, man? These people back here are getting pissy. Hello? Something's broken. Oh. Whoopsie. Ooh. love it. And we can get 3 cars on it in one shot. So there's one there, one at the station. The other one should be out here somewhere. There it is. I was so tempted with this ride to run it through the mountain here. Or actually create like a fake entrance into the mine right here. And then I realized, well, if I'm going to do something like that, what I need to do is a mine train ride. Which I will do, actually, at a later date. We will do a mine train ride. Because there are actually more than one deserted gold rush town in Australia that would make for a great roller coaster. We will investigate that at a later date. This is my 2-hour mark. So, I'm going to call that it for the minute. I need to put another flat ride down here, I think. And possibly was the nearest toilet. Buried in there somewhere. I need to theme the toilet or put a cover on the toilet building. I need to sit down and work out what's going on with my janitors, because something's not quite right there. And then we will move further on. I've got this big empty space here with this woodland and some rocks and stuff. So, wow. Okay. My UPS just tripped and my lights flashed. Okay, cool beans. Excellent. The internet's going to go out. Oh yeah, I've got this little natural area here that I'd like to do something with, and I have no clue what it is. And we've got more over here. I might actually do the mine. No, I don't want to do the mine train ride right next to this. We'll do something else over here. I might do actually an inverted insanity coaster in here and weave it into some of this terrain here. Now the reason I say that is because I have given myself, if you're not familiar with this park, I've given myself the challenge that nothing can go higher than that. So no rides can have a lift hill or a maximum height above this. I'm working in between those two blue lines. So if when I build anything, it won't be over the tree line. Right? Actually it will be. But I think this... No, this is right on it. If I grab my ruler. And move it over here. There you go. Look at that. Right on it. 32 meters. So that's the challenge for this park, is 32 meters. When I redo the park, and yeah, in about a year, right, when Frontier release their anniversary update or whatever they're going to call it, and everyone builds a new park from scratch, I'll probably do another one from scratch, and I'm going to use the 28 meters as my baseline mark for the top of rides, because that's very similar to Alton Towers in the UK, and they have that exact problem. They like to build roller coasters, but they are limited by the amount of space above ground that they can use, because obviously the area, you know, it's situated in a picturesque area, and the locals don't want huge roller coasters jutting up out of the landscape, spoiling the atmos. So there it is, which is why if you check out some of Alton Towers rides, you'll notice that whilst they do go up in the air up to about 28 meters, they also go down into the ground quite a lot. I think Wicker Man, they dug a massive pit for Wicker Man, and they did the same thing for Nemesis. Nemesis was one of the first big AAA rides that they had there, and they dug out a huge portion of ground to sink it into, just so they could get the momentum to keep the ride running. Anyway, that's it for me. That's enough nonsense. I am going to go back over here to this little section. It does. You know what? He's right. It does look quite nice. It looks even better at night as well because I've got my floodlights going. La 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 la. There we are. Hi. See? That's what these blue posts are about. These are my floodlights that illuminate the area so people don't get lost in the dark. I need to put some over here. And then there's my... Oh, God, it still looks like a bear. I'm gonna recolor this. It just looks like a bear. It's got ears. It looks like a very special bear now because obviously one eye is... Hey, you guys! Fuck. Alright, good night. I'm done. Jolly good. Dear Lord. What a way to end the stream. Let's go ahead and save these parks here. I'm going to go find another beer. And I'm going to play some Road Crew. Just to get my feet wet and find out what the hell the game is about. And I may stream it over the weekend, or I might just record it and put it on YouTube. For the hell of it. Because I'm that kind of guy. I've actually got some stuff queued up for YouTube as well that I need to edit and upload. Anyway, that's enough of my nonsense. Tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Oh my God, tomorrow's Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday. But, you know, keep your eyes open. There might be a surprise stream over the weekend. You never know. Good night, everyone.